Can you see the screen, everybody? I see yourself. Look at that monstrosity, Josh.
Guys, stop making fun of me.
Alright.
It's not very nice. I don't appreciate it. You can't do this.
Sorry. We'll stop making fun of you right now. My thing's ghetto compared to Dylan's.
Alright. We're ready to start?
I think so.
Welcome everybody to the 5th episode of On the Run. It's really episode 5, take 2.
Is it really only the 5th?
Yeah, because we did the 5th one last week, but it was so, we were still kind of warming up,
Yeah,
so...
I feel like we've done more than that.
Technically it's the 6th,
Wow.
but you know, it's really the 5th. As always, I'm Dylan Johnson, the managing editor of the Daily Runner. I'm with Chelsea Sherman. I almost mixed up your two last names. Our editor-in-chief, and Josh Fisher, our associate editor. Big things happening out in the world today.
Oh yeah,
It's
everybody's-
snowpocalypse too.
Yeah, preparing for the end out there.
It's ridiculous. It's getting colder. I mean, it was 60 when I got up this morning, and it had
So
dropped
nice.
like 10 degrees by the time I got in here today. So
I've been talking so much smack all day to about the meteorologists.
they're terrible. It's
80
easy
degrees
to-
outside. It's not going to snow tonight, guys.
And then it does.
Could be wrong.
Well, our agent just canceled classes after 4:30.
Yep.
I'm hoping tomorrow
Hard
morning.
to comprehend. I mean, it's just the sudden change
I
like
know.
that. Like, where did this come from?
Well, when I
I've been
woke up,
talking about it coming.
yeah. When I woke up, my weather app said the high today would be like 55 and the
Mhm.
low would be 15. Which I'm no expert, but I'm fairly certain a 40-degree drop in one, that's not
Traumatic.
acceptable. I was not happy about it. But what are you going to do, right? I guess we're going to enjoy global warming.
As long as we don't get another like Arctic vortex or whatever.
No comment.
Is that what they're calling it?
That's what
They
it was
have
called
a name
before.
for it, but I don't know. Fox
This
isn't
one?
on there. Yeah, it's like Janice or something.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
named it.
Janice.
Janice, yeah.
When I think of Janice, I think of Friends.
Yeah, I do too. Her voice change. I wish that show was on. I've said this before, but I wish that show was on Netflix.
I watched it last night because it was on like I can't remember what channel from like 10 to 11, and then it was on Nick Jr. from 11 to 12
Yeah,
or something. So I
it's
watched like
on
4
late
episodes.
That's
night
on Nick at
or whatever.
Night,
And
yeah.
got nothing done. It was awesome.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Should we? Do you all have interesting articles this week?
I have a few.
Josh has a few.
Yeah.
Chelsea, maybe?
Couple.
Couple?
That mine are better.
Should we talk first about the best perceived brands of 2013?
Okay.
Best perceived
Best
brands.
perceived.
Best
like,
perceived
by
brands.
consumers.
Yes.
I see.
So, let's see.
Nice infographic.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty.
Oh yeah.
Should we
it
show
is.
our,
like it.
if you're watching on video, here's my infographic.
see it.
Yeah, can you see it?
It's colorful.
It is colorful. So let's see, Amazon in 2012 had 37% positive thought of Amazon, but in 2013 it was only 31%.
But I love Amazon.
That's crazy, isn't it? I like Amazon.
So
Is
this
it
is
the
for
highest,
this is
though?
all for 2013. So
Yeah.
it went down actually.
Yeah, it actually went down. And it's still the
It's still
highest
number one.
with 31, yeah. But it did go down 6% from 12.
It looks like they all went down.
It does. It must have been a bad year.
It's just all brands.
Ford is number 2 at 30%. Subway, Subway is still number 3, but in 2012 they were at 40%, and this 2013 29.
Yeah.
Why,
'cause
why
subs
did people
aren't
stop
actually good for
liking
you.
Subway?
My problem with
I like
Subway
Subway.
is their
It smells like
custom or their what I don't forget what they call them, sandwich artists or something.
Yes,
that's what they call them.
It is actually what they call them. I applied there over the summer.
Yeah, but my
Wanted to be
problem
a
is
sandwich artist.
the ones
That
around
one.
here are really bad. Like they're terrible.
they're mean.
Really?
Yeah, and the sandwich is a mess and it's gross. I don't go there anymore. I like Jimmy John's.
I love Jimmy John's.
Here's
I
what.
went to Wawa recently.
Oh,
Got a
that's good.
sub. It was good, but it was just weird. It was like, you know, you go up and use the
Yeah.
touchscreen.
they
That
put
was
everything you want.
That was actually
Oh,
my
I've
first
seen
time
that.
doing that.
Do you feel like a new person?
How was it?
It was weird. I mean, I didn't make eye contact with anybody. I didn't have to talk to anybody. It was,
But then they
it was
call
just
you
my
in,
thing.
and then you go and pick it up and talk to someone. So you're still getting some kind of interaction.
Sort of. They just kind of put it up on the counter and you're just like,
Pretty soon,
Wait,
there's
there for you?
McDonald's near you.
Yeah, especially if they get their
Especially-
minimum wage.
Exactly.
hikes.
If they want to make $15 an hour or whatever.
basically nobody's gonna have jobs in the future.
Who needs them? All right, number 4 surprised me. I won't lie, because it goes Amazon, Ford, Subway, and then number 4 is the History Channel,
Huh.
Hmm.
Right?
Weird.
with 26%
All those
positive.
people watching Pawn Stars.
I guess.
Voted in.
And then we have Lowe's, which that's interesting. Those two are actually tied with 26%. YouTube came in 6th with 25% positive, which is like, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on YouTube.
How does that count?
YouTube, its own company.
I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it fits in with any of these other things.
Because it doesn't have a product like the rest of
Yeah.
them.
Hmm.
Walgreens is number 7 with 25. Yeah, Walgreens says
Okay.
cracked the top 10 after marketing new rewards program and buying Dwayne Reed, which I'm assuming is another. I've never heard of them, but I'm assuming it's another brand.
Yeah.
And then 8 is V8, which this little infographic says benefited from the juicing craze.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's a juicing craze.
Apparently there was a juicing craze.
There's always a juicing craze.
I had no idea. And then 9 was Cheerios, and then rounding out the top 10 was Kindle.
Okay.
One I would have thought was on that list was Google.
Nobody
I know.
trusts Google.
Well, YouTube
Well,
is
that-
technically
that's
Google's
true, but-
subsidiary.
Yeah, because I just think like when I think of, Google's commercials, like they're really good at branding, I think.
I don't know, they play one on Hulu that I absolutely hate, and it plays like,
Which one is it?
it's this kid, he declines a call from his mom, and then...
Oh, I've seen
Have you
that
seen
one.
that? He declines a
Oh,
call from his
yeah.
mom, and she
That
texts him
one-
a
that
picture
one
of
is not
Boomer
there.
laying on the floor. And then he goes to the airport and gets lost, so the first thing that he naturally does is Google, how do I get home? Assuming somehow Google apparently now knows where he lives, which that's not creepy at all.
Yeah.
That's just...
Yeah,
I
that
like
one is. But I mean, like when you think of like their year in review ones, where they have like all like the pop culture crazes and stuff, and they all
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind
I
of
don't know
throw
if I
it.
saw it.
Those are all really good.
Yeah.
But
I won't judge too harshly. Okay, so, but this keeps going. It's the biggest improvers of 2013. Was American Airlines, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, J.P. Morgan, and Morgan Stanley. So basically,
Huh.
if you were in banking
Okay.
this year, it was a good year for you.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is the last part, and this is what I actually really found interesting. So they did best perceived brands by political ideology. So I'll just do a top 4.
what does that mean?
So Democrats, if you're a Democrat, you more likely like, according to this, if you're a Democrat, you more like Amazon, Subway, here's a big shocker, PBS, and Google. But if you're a Republican, here's a big shocker too. Your top 4 are Fox News, Ford, Subway, and the History Channel.
What's a Subway?
What's with the History Channel? Independents, also Amazon, Ford, History Channel, and Subway. So I'd like to
Weird.
know, what is Ford, the History Channel, and Subway
Yeah.
doing right?
Does
I think Amazon just
wait?
gives
Does
it.
does History Channel own A&E?
They must. Maybe.
Possibly.
I'm thinking Duck Dynasty.
Although I think it's
Yeah.
A&E channels. I don't know.
I think they're in the same sort of
Family.
group. I don't know.
Anyways, I thought that was very interesting.
Things to ponder.
Yeah.
What do Ford, Subway?
I'd be interested how
Right?
they
have in
came
common?
about to.
Well, I think Ford got a boost because they were the only one that did go bankrupt.
Oh.
Even though I have my own thing about that, but the only, for those of you who don't know, the only reason Ford didn't go bankrupt when all the other companies went bankrupt is they literally borrowed every dime they could against everything they owned. So they were in debt up to their eyeballs, but because they had so much cash sitting on hand from just borrowing money as fast as they could before the bubble, they were able to pay it down and stay out of bankruptcy. They weren't actually any better off than the rest of it was just some clever management tactics.
Well,
So next time you think Ford is the best company ever run, think again, my friends. Alright, okay, we'll move on. Get off my soapbox.
Okay. I don't. Which should I choose?
Just pick one.
Okay.
Easy.
Here's a random one.
He's a good choice, Josh.
So Candy Crush,
Mm-hmm.
big phenomenon. Lots of people playing Candy Crush, which personally I could care less about. But they recently trademarked the word candy, which,
Who knew, right?
yeah,
See now,
So,
it must
like,
be
if
in
I
certain.
say it,
yeah. Well,
candy.
here's the. Oh my goodness, Chelsea.
53
Who do I
cents
owe?
right over the.
The company registered claim with the U.S. Trademark Office almost a year ago to the word candy as it pertains to video games and clothing.
And
So,
clothing, really?
Yeah, say you wanted to make a similar game in the App Store that had something to do with candy. That was in the title, you couldn't do that.
Ah.
And if you wanted to make, I guess, clothing with candy, or at least the brand,
Yeah.
a brand similar to candy something, I don't know, then you couldn't.
I wonder why.
So-
Maybe they've been having issues with like copycats or something.
Or they just want to make lots and lots of money.
Yeah, that's.
It makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
That and the
That's crazy.
Clash of what is it? Clash of the Clans or something like
Yeah,
that.
I've never seen
Those
that.
two are like the top making apps in the entire which I
Clash
love
of the
using.
Clans.
Yeah, it's like
Is
a
that
little.
racist?
No, it's like medieval clans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
But we all see where Chelsea's mind goes first. So.
Clan?
It says copycat apps. That sounds weird. Are indeed,
Copycat apps.
Copycat apps are indeed a serious issue on the App Store, and it is hard to guard against fakes.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's pretty easy just to go in and make your own app.
Yeah.
But ironically, Candy Crush Saga is itself a knockoff of a hugely popular and decade-old game called Bejeweled.
Yeah.
Well, everybody
So
knows that.
yeah, just kind of
Alright.
ironic.
That is ironic. Interesting, nonetheless. I'd like to know how much money they're making off that.
It's probably a lot.
Yeah, I would say. Well, I have an article that is particularly relevant to this group. It's called "Your Content Isn't Going Viral Because It Sucks." It says, it's the $1 million question every marketer wants to know: how do I get my content to go viral? And then there's this infographic, which Dylan's gonna like.
Ooh, she has an infographic.
Oh,
Um,
looks terrible.
why does it look like that? Okay, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Anyways, I'm not going to even use that. I'm just going to read it. Okay, so people always want to know how you make your content viral. This article says you can't design content to be viral because you never know what's going to actually hit off and
that's a good
become
point.
viral. So instead of designing it with the idea that it's somehow going to go viral, you design it to be instead just great of its own accord.
What a novel idea.
It's crazy. So, what do they say? They say, think of going viral as a free upgrade to class, but not the destination. Design your content to be compelling first. It's impossible to predict what chords will strike until they've actually been struck. You can try, but realize that a very minute percentage of content ever goes viral. There's a lot of amazing content out there that never achieves virality, but that doesn't mean it didn't work. On the flip side, there's a lot of content that goes viral that's a complete surprise to those who created it. So, this one, okay, they have a test that they use in order to make content that not necessarily will go viral, but that will be, actually worthwhile content. It's called the Holy Smokes test. And before the piece is written, we identify the Holy Smokes factor, which is filling in the blank in the statement, holy smokes, that's. We think about what we want the audience to say after they read or see the content, and then we create the content to elicit that emotion. So here are some examples of holy smokes factors. Holy smokes, that's hilarious. Or that's incredibly useful, that's amazing, that's shocking, that's mind-blowing, or that's exactly what I needed. At the end of the day, if you create a great piece of content that your audience responds to, is it a win? I say yes. If it goes viral, that's even better.
Hmm.
And then you can't see this infographic, it's really hard to see. But it's cool.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Of course, there are also like varying degrees of viral. So just because it
That's
doesn't
true.
get on Fox News doesn't mean it didn't go
Mhm.
viral.
Right. Yeah. Different mediums.
Like
depending on
our,
what you use.
like the article we did on Jason Peaks, it got shared a lot. So it went
Yeah.
viral in the Regent community,
Mhm.
but maybe not. That's interesting. I like that article. Holy smokes,
Yeah,
that's
holy smokes.
an interesting article.
Yeah.
Right? I did that right? Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I like that. That's interesting. Let's see, what else we have? Got another one, Josh?
I have a few if you want something.
Fire away.
Sure.
All right. Well, we all know pollution. It's a big deal in Beijing where they have like these big clouds that'll just
Heard
kind
rumor.
of consume the city, and I mean, just pictures of it. It's creepy, like just smog everywhere. And so this story was circulating. I don't know how long ago. Over the weekend, it says the UK-based Daily Mail published a story about how in Beijing they're now televising the sunrise for people to watch because you can't see
It's
it
like
come
a
up.
dystopian
Yeah.
movie or something.
Although the
Yeah,
picture was really
post-apocalypse.
cool that attached to the image.
Yeah, it is because it's all like foggy, and then there are people walking around outside. And there's this giant TV with the sun coming up.
Yeah.
But a few days later, it was another article came out saying that wasn't true. So, although it is
It was just a big
a
hoax.
possibility that something like that could happen, considering how bad it is, it says the Daily Mail is not the most trusted of sources.
Yeah.
So,
Still, it was cool. It was a cool picture.
yeah.
I read the article because the picture caught my attention.
And the story was picked up by Time, CBS, and
Well, where did
Huffington
they
Post.
get the picture from then?
I didn't hear that
It
one.
was part of an ad for tourism in China's
Oh.
Shandong province. So,
Oh.
whoops. The ad plays
Well,
every
wasn't it-
day throughout the day, all year.
That says
Holy
something
smokes,
about your
that's a
country,
successful ad.
if we all believe it.
Right?
Yeah,
Just
but
saying.
it was kind of just a big lesson for news outlets in general,
Yeah,
just
definitely.
Check your sources.
Check
exactly.
your sources.
Yeah. We've been
Couple
through that
times.
phase of life.
That happens far too often in today's world.
Because everything moves just so quickly. You have to be right on it or you're
Mhm.
like just left behind.
Right.
That is a problem.
So to our journalists,
Check. your-
maybe not source the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't usually use them.
Yeah, not so much. Although the Times and everyone else was using them. So
I know.
that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen before. They've had a couple of stories, like, whenever there's a scandal, it's always quoted. The Daily is
Yeah,
always
it's
quoted.
really bad when there's a scandal.
But, you know, you never know what you're really getting.
Well, the problem is, like, Twitter, okay, even if the Daily Mail sends the tweet first,
Mm-hmm.
within the first half an hour, that tweet is now, like, under 1,000 different
Yeah.
categories and accounts. So you don't know right away that you're picking up a Daily Mail
True.
report just off of.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
that's why I get concerned. So it's good to see it, like, from multiple original sources.
Mm-hmm. True.
For sure.
Good story, Josh.
That was a good one.
Thanks.
Alright, I have an interesting one. It's 18 things we should have been taught as teenagers.
Okay.
Because instead of, does it start?
This is.
I think I just got
article,
the list. No, it's thoughtcatalog.com by
Okay.
Brianna Wiest.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is, hard work will not always equate to success. My brain is ahead of my mouth.
Although it is an essential element.
Well, and yeah, she goes on to say, you can put up a good fight and still lose. There are just some things that, for whatever reason, we have to carry with us. And I think that's very accurate.
Yeah, teenagers usually think they're invincible.
Yeah.
I did. We see how that worked out for me.
No comment. But it's very true. We think, I think even some of the students here at
Yeah.
Regent,
Definitely.
they're just getting into the world and starting to do stuff, and they've never like experienced a failure. You know,
Yeah.
mom and dad have always rescued them, so that's important, I think. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't put hard work in. But.
No.
Okay, so the next one is, there will probably come a day when you want to study something that has seemingly no future benefit. And she says, study it anyway. Just like there will probably come a day when you want to be with someone who you know won't last forever, etc., etc. I think what she's driving at here is good to get those experiences in.
Sure.
So just because, like,
That doesn't mean get a degree in underwater basket weaving, though.
no, yeah. Which is, I hope that's in here. It's been a few weeks since I've read it. But that's a good point. You have to know where the line is between getting an experience and doing something stupid.
Right.
Like Liz Lemon, ready to rock anybody? Wait for it. Who got a degree in theater with a minor in movement. But yeah. So, but sometimes maybe make a minor that's not as useful as, say, a
Right.
business major. Okay, number 3 is, you shouldn't ever assume to know the truth about someone. And then her point here is specifically, I think, about addiction, but I think just in general, that's a good, it's a good statement.
Okay.
You never really know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what someone's been through, or even just today, what they, got in
Yeah.
a car accident, stubbed their toe, forgot their homework, and dropped their coffee, and then they're
All
mean
of
to you
the
at the end of
above.
the day. You know,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah. I think what bothers me a lot is Christians, I think, have a problem with that. They tend to say, if you're mean to me, that's just, you shouldn't be doing that. They take offense, I think, a little too easily.
Mhm.
Something I've noticed. I might have jumped onto a soap basket there. Oh no, I lost my list. Okay, number 4. This one I like. Your parents are people too.
Really?
Because remember, this is a list for teenagers.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very good, I think that's a very good thing that sometimes we forget. Even, again, I think this could go teenagers to college.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good statement. Your parents are people too.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys all grow up, and our listeners grow up, you can shoot us an email and be like, you were totally right about that point. Or email, what's her name? Brianna, and tell her she was right.
Especially when you become one.
Yeah, you start to notice that a
And your
little more.
kid goes, "You're destroying my life."
You're like,
And
yes.
she's 4.
Yeah, because you can't have a cookie. So number 5 is, you will find that the biggest hurdle to overcome is the striking bareness of normalcy. Most things in life aren't as dramatized as we like to make them, and that's okay. And I think that's true too. I think TV studios are the best example of this. When you watch Fox News, those things those studios there look huge, and you think there's just probably like 100 people there waiting to take Greta Van Sust, she has a little spit bubble, she'll come in and wipe her up. But we got to tour them this year, and they're just rooms in a building in DC.
Like smaller than this room.
Yeah, in fact, our office is bigger than some of the studios.
Wow.
So I think that was a good,
Yeah.
that was a good
It was a nice little
reminder.
reality
Yeah.
check.
This might look
Like
real
everybody
glitzy.
else is pretty normal too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Brett Bear with his perfect hair was still pretty normal.
His hair was perfect, yeah.
It did not move.
But he was real nice, and then he made sure we went and sat in his desk chair, and it was,
Yeah.
6 feet. It was really cool. But it's a good reminder that not everything is as glitzy and glamorous as we might make it up to be in our mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so number 5, no wait, that was number 5. Number 6 is, drama does not just magically find you, which I think we'll just let that one sit on its own.
It's kind of similar to.
Yeah. 7 is, the people who are most loved and respected are usually the ones who show interest in others, which I think is a very good one. 8 is, you don't have to know who you are. The whole concept of figuring that out is futile. You will always be figuring things out as you go along. Who you are will be an evolution, which is my favorite part of this. Who you are will be an evolution.
That's true. We're always focused on when we graduate, or like when we finally get that job that we want, or that income that we want, or the house we want. And then, but once we get there, are we different people?
Yeah, and where do you
No.
go past that?
Exactly.
Because hopefully you don't just get there, get those
And
things
then
and then
decide.
kill over.
And then once you do figure it
Or
out,
be disappointed
you
with how normal
change,
it is.
Yeah, yeah.
become a different
Once we get
person.
So I think that might be my favorite one in this. 9 is, the whole world is a marketing ploy.
there. Okay.
Yeah. Number 10 is the thing about love is that you have to choose it. She says it's hard to wrap your head around the concept of actively pursuing and cultivating love when you're at the peak of puppy dog eyes and baby talk.
That's true.
It is, but it's also very true that I believe it's as much of a choice as it is a river that you get swept away. That's just
Yeah, but you don't know that when you're 16,
when you're 16.
and
Yeah.
you have your first boyfriend or whatever. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to get over that first person.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 11. Where am I? Yeah, 11. If you find a way to interest yourself in whatever you're learning, you will actually learn it. That is so true.
That's definitely true.
Unfortunately, school is radically boring.
Unfortunately.
Just gonna pass
Just
that along.
get over it.
No. What are you gonna do?
You have to have an education, so
You
suck
do.
it up.
Yeah. All right, 12. If you don't learn to enjoy yourself now, you never will.
That's
Again,
probably true
that's
too.
very
If
true,
you don't
yeah.
like yourself, you probably won't like yourself in 10 years.
Yeah. 13 is it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to, I'm not going to say the rest of those because I don't quite agree with the rest of them. But it's okay to be wrong. Chelsea's not so sure. I know from
I just want to know what the
experience-
rest of it says.
Well, she says it's okay to be reckless. It's okay to screw everything up entirely.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree with those two parts
Maybe
because
he didn't do it
Maybe
on
every now and
purpose.
then, yeah.
Like, don't just go out
yeah,
and
you
try
should
to
be reckless and get to destroy everything without. Anyways. 14 is when you try to convince people you are something. That's when you are the least of that thing.
True.
Facts.
So
Yeah,
true. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I know people who are 40 and don't know that.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
it's
that's
just,
unfortunately that's one of those things if you don't learn when you're a teenager, it's
you
hard
keep
to
acting
learn.
like you're a
Yeah.
teenager. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You do not have to tell me you're the best. Just
Just be the
prove
best.
it. Just be it.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me you're friendly.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have to say
Friendliest ever.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Or you will not find anyone better at this than I am.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like,
It's like, maybe.
how much do you want to bet? Come on.
At that point, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Failure.
Exactly.
Everybody's
And
gonna
then-
be like,
and
it
then
doesn't quite
you
live
get
up to
what's
this.
coming to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so 15 is you are supposed to be confused.
I'm supposed to be confused?
That's good.
That explains a lot.
It's like 90% of my life. Goodness.
16, high school is not the best 4 years of your life, neither is college.
Agreed.
Although I did love my high school experience. 17, most people will forget about the person you were if you show them the person you are. Most-
Depends on what you did
most-
to them,
yeah.
but yeah.
Most
for the
people.
part.
And then the last one is 18, and it says most people aren't inherently bad. I just tend to disagree with that in general. But then again, you would need to define bad. If you're
Right.
saying, most people,
Or
I don't believe
inherently
most people are going
murderers.
to exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think most people are inherently out to, do what's best for them.
Sure.
So, anyways, that was a very interesting
I like
article.
that. Can I
Again,
have that?
that was from thoughtcatalog.com.
Thought catalog.
And it was very good.
Did you know that sitting at work for hours can be as unhealthy as smoking?
I did know
Oh
that.
my goodness,
You
then
did?
we are all
Did you do
chain
this?
smokers.
Which is why,
You have to stand up and walk around.
yeah.
Do
Our
we have
couch potato
money in the
lifestyle.
budget for treadmill desks?
Right?
Gosh,
I don't know if that's in our budget.
Or just yoga balls that we can bounce on.
Although,
Just
That would be
roll out.
cheap.
What are you guys doing in there?
I don't know where I would store those. That's the only issue with that. Is
That's the only issue. We could just line them up on.
along the wall.
Take a yoga ball. Relax.
Our
That would be
new
great.
space, if they ever get to it, will be more.
I am
Or
going
open.
to buy a yoga ball tomorrow.
Alright.
Yes, our couch potato lifestyle is killing us at about the same rate as smoking.
Does not surprise me in the
That's
least.
crazy. Who would have thought that we would find a way to kill ourselves better than smoking?
Well, when you sit for 10 hours a day, because
How
really,
do you do that? I can't. I'm like, I gotta get up. I gotta walk
Yeah,
around. I
I
gotta get more
feel that.
coffee.
I have so much to do though that necessitates I be in front of a computer screen.
True, yeah.
That I can. That's why I wear this. Is because if I tap my wrist at the end of the day and don't have more than 6 or 7 dots, I know I have to get up and go somewhere because I can sit in front of a computer all day and I literally I wake up in the morning. I have emails I read, then I do work somewhere, come here and do work, and then go home and answer more emails and finish work, all in front of the screen.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and it's-
I feel the same way.
It occupies so much time. It's just, yeah, it drives me crazy. So maybe yoga balls are a good idea.
See, let's do it.
All right, I guess.
And I'm gonna, if I see you at your desk for an hour, I'm gonna be like, get up, we're
Dylan,
doing
here's your
squats.
yoga ball.
Do laps. Give me 3.
Yeah.
Give me drop and give me 10.
On second thought, maybe you don't. All right, I guess we should wrap up.
Yeah.
We're
Cool.
having so much fun.
We were having a lot of fun today. This one was a much better take too.
Yeah.
So we will get this up. On the Run is going to start going up. What day is today? Tuesday? Probably Wednesdays. So we will get it posted Wednesday. It'll be up online. Don't forget to visit us every week, every day at dailyrunneronline.com, and look forward to some new video stuff coming soon.
For sure.
Cool.
Yay.
Bye.
See ya.